What's up, guys? So let's talk about Archeworld and the Asia server, what we have currently up right now, and then the launch of the new North America, South America server. That is scheduled to launch Q1 2023. So that means January, February, March. Currently, the only server that is live is Asia 1. This is a server that is not region locked whatsoever. It also does have an English patch on it, and that is why you can see some gameplay footage, you see some English speaking players in the game. But this is a server that is located in Singapore, and anyone playing from America will have terrible ping without using any ping reducers or anything like that. So 2023 Q1 is when they are going to launch the North America / South America region. You can find this information on their official website at archeworld.com, and you scroll down here to the white paper. If you click on the white paper, you'll be able to go through the white paper and you'll be able to see under milestones the America region, the second region, the Americas, to be open. We intend to open the Archeworld live service for the second region, the territory of North America and Latin America, along with Spanish and Portuguese game clients in Q1 2023. This has been updated fairly recently. They were going to try and target the end of the year, so around November, December, for the North America and Latin America server, but they pushed this back to Q1 2023. That means, to me, that you should expect the North America / South America region to be open probably January, maybe February, if it gets even delayed a little bit longer. Because if they were already trying to plan to release this sometime in 2022, that means that it was pretty good to go. You know, it's almost ready. They're just probably waiting on some Spanish translations and Portuguese translations, or maybe some hiccups happened and so forth. So they are now going to release this Q1 2023. Of course, it could be all the way back into that, March date, but let's hope not. And then also, before they launch a new server, they're going to release new NFTs. These are going to be land NFTs. You'll notice that they say here, the NFTs are tradable on the public chain, so trades will happen at the official NFT marketplaces. Eventually, it's going to become Bora Portal will be the main marketplace, but right now it's currently using OpenSea, and there will be simultaneous marketplaces available. For each transaction, we'll charge 7.5% of the transaction fee as gas. This does not include the 1 to 2.5% fee charged by the marketplace as well. So total, there's about a 10% transaction fee on any of the NFTs. Then they talk about what they actually sell directly. So Fandom Cards NFTs, land NFTs, are issued by us. There will be no burnings of these NFTs, and they will be tradable in public marketplaces. It tells you initial issuance will be on the clay and tradable on OpenSea. So if you are looking forward to the American market or the South America market, you need to get familiar with the clay cryptocurrency, because you're going to be needing clay cryptocurrency to purchase land NFTs for the America region. Of course, this could all change, but this is their white paper. This is kind of like their guidelines on what they're doing. So then it says, Bora Portal will eventually be the main trading platform of choice. OpenSea and other marketplaces will still be able to open trades. And then now let's take a look here at Fandom Card NFTs, because this is very important. Fandom are the Genesis NFT and the first NFT of Archeworld project. Fandom card holders are the VVIPs of all services collaborations of Archeworld. Fandom card holders will enjoy the following benefits: opportunity to be included in the whitelist for future land NFTs of the first server of the server group or the regional server. What that means is that when a new server opens in a different region, Fandom cards have first shot at buying stuff. So buying land, the Fandom card holders are going to be eligible to buy land before anyone else. And what they did in the Asian server was the Fandom card holders actually got to buy land at a 50% discount to the retail price. So not only were they the first ones to buy land, but they were able to buy land at a deep discounted price before the public was able to buy. And I think the reason they did this is they didn't want bots to be getting these land NFTs. They didn't want just pure profiteer players, people coming in, buying them all up, and then trying to flip them on the secondary market. So with a 50% discount for the Fandom card holders, it means that these actually really went to people that want to play the game or fans of Archeworld, fans of ArcAge. So this is expected to happen in the future for the America servers, and then also once again in the future when they release the European servers, which are going to happen a little bit after the America servers. So originally the European servers was going to be released in Q1 of 2023. But with them delaying the American servers, that means that the European servers is probably going to be delayed as well. We have not got an updated time frame on that, but our guesstimation would be Q2 of 2023. So delaying it by approximately 3 months. So Fandom cards are incredibly valuable for this reason alone. Being able to buy land first and be able to get 50% discount is a very, very valuable thing. And they don't actually sell the land very expensive. The first time they sold land in the Asian server, it was only 300 BSLT for a small land. And then a medium land was 450 BSLT. And then a large land was like 600 BSLT for the Fandom card holders, if I recall correctly. So those numbers might be off slightly, but please correct me if I am wrong on that. But the numbers were incredibly cheap, whereas now you see small land in the Asian server is approximately 2,000 clay. So if you were able to buy this in the pre-launch for 300 clay, you could now have turned around and made nearly 7 times your money off of that in about 6 months. Of course, the price of clay, the cryptocurrency used to buy this, has gone down. So it's not necessarily exactly 7 times your money, but 7 times the amount of clay that you would have bought. So it's a little complicated, guys. It goes up, it goes down. Cryptocurrency, the currency is not stable. It's not like the dollar where it's, $1 is always worth $1. This cryptocurrencies can go up. It could be worth $50. And then tomorrow it could be worth 5 cents. That is the nature of the cryptocurrencies. They are very, very volatile and go up, go down, go up, go down. So you never really know, what the value is of them until you go to sell that specific day and that specific time, because they do change minute to minute. Next up, let's see what else the Fandom cards will do. It's opportunity to participate in pre-tests in the form of an alpha pass. So we don't know if they're going to do an alpha pass for the America region, but they probably will. They'll probably do a test alpha, kind of like a marketing alpha, which to hype up the game, to show people like, hey, this is what Archeworld is. Come check it out. Come try it out. And then, help us get some bugs out of the way. Report some bugs, because that's what they did for the Asian server. So even though they called it an alpha in the Asian server, they didn't really change much from the alpha to the official launch. They did catch some bugs, they did update some translations and things like that, but there wasn't much gameplay changes, so I technically wouldn't label it as an alpha. It was more of a marketing alpha, more of a marketing ploy to generate hype and to build up anticipation for the new game that was launching. Then they also say, for longtime holders, BSLT airdrops upon launch. This isn't specified if it's only for the original launch for the Asian server or if it's going to be for other servers, so we don't know until the next server actually comes out. And then lastly, priorities on benefits and collaboration opportunities from the Board Governance Council, which Archeworld is a member. So why all this stuff is very, very important? Well, because people ask, what should we do to prepare for the North America region? Why do we care about Archeworld right now? Well, these are the things that you want to be doing, in my opinion, is you want to actually download the game and check it out right now on archeworld.com. It is completely free to play. You can download it, you can check it out, you can see what it's all about, see if it's a game for you, see what you're going to do at the launch of the server, test out your builds, build your character up and see like, wait, does this work? Does this not work? Because the stats are so different. The weapons and armors are so much different than what you're used to in ArcAge. So testing out the game via the Asian server is the most important thing to do. Next up, what you want to do, I think, is actually keep an eye out for the Fandom cards. So check OpenSea.io. go over and search Archeworld Fandom Card, and there's going to be approximately 2,229. Make sure that you collect on this collection and don't go to a scam collection that is, 100 cards or 200 cards. You can see the official collection is going to have this blue check mark here. It's a verified account. It's got approximately 3 million trading volume and all these other unique stats. It was created on March 2022, and you'll notice these have varying different prices. This is all a player-run economy here. No one is selling them. Like XL Games isn't selling these anymore. They will never be selling these fandom cards again. They're not going to be ever minted again. But if you want to get whitelisted for the land on the American server, you're going to want to have at least one of these fandom cards. And so currently, the cheapest price is the floor price at $1,200. You just keep an eye on this, and you can see, check on activity. The cheapest price in the last couple of days has been around $1,000. So you can see, and maybe you could find a good deal on these things. So keep an eye on these NFTs because they will be very valuable in the future. I'm actually quite surprised that these are still over 1,000 clay right now, because after the Asian server launch, these guys kind of become useless, right? There's no other benefits really to these fandom cards until the next land sale. So there is some speculation, and why these might be going up in value or holding their value is because the marina houses, the aqua houses, are about to be sold on the Asian server. We don't know if it's going to be directly sold by XL Games or what system they're going to be using, but the roadmap does say that the aqua/marine houses are coming very, very soon. So the general consensus is that it's going to be sold directly, at least some of them, by XL Games, and fandom card holders are once again going to have first crack at these lands at a cheap discounted price. So if this is the case, this is probably why these fandom cards have stayed over 1,000 clay, because right after the launch of the game, these things dropped down for a little bit to about 700 clay. And at that point, that was the lowest price in the last couple of months. And that was anticipated that, hey, these are going to go down. No one really wants these. They don't have no effect. They're just pictures right now. But you notice, there's actually not many for sale. So the only ones that you can purchase are the ones that have these numbers right here. And so some of them are red and some of them are green. The green ones are actually a wrapped clay, and the red ones are clay. Wrapped clay and clay is very, very similar. The exact same price. It's just a little conversion, cost a penny or two to convert these things over. So don't really worry about the different colors. They're exactly the same. They're the same cryptocurrency. It's just clay in a different form. It's like a penny, but a penny that has, a saran wrapped around it. It's the same thing. All you have to do is unwrap it if you have the wrapped version, and if you don't have the wrapped version, you just got to wrap it up in the saran wrap, which, saran wrap doesn't cost much, right? So these guys, I think, could be very, very valuable. And then we need to talk about how many of these should you get? Well, in Asia, what they did is every fandom card that you had was eligible to buy one small land. And if you had two of them, you were eligible to buy two small lands, and then you're eligible to buy one medium land. If you had three fandom cards, you were eligible to buy three small lands, and then one medium land, and then one large land. Again, all these were at the discounted price. If you held four fandom cards, you were eligible to buy four small lands, two medium lands, one large land, and then one extra large land at the discounted price. So it was one small land for every fandom card that you had, one medium for every two fandom cards that you had, one large for every three fandom cards that you had, and then one extra large for every four fandom cards that you had. So if they use that same system, which we don't know if they will, they do say it is subject to change, so we'll see what they do. But if they use that same system, you obviously want to have more fandom cards. These guys are currently about $220. You can see the cheapest one here, and the price in USD is about 213. So it's approximately around 220 for the cheapest one. This is why I would keep an eye on this. It may sound like a lot, but if you look at that and then you compare the land prices and you go over here and you're like, okay, small land. The small land is worth approximately $340 right now. If you're able to buy it for just 300 clay, that means it would only be about 75 bucks. So then you could take that 75 bucks and then essentially sell it for like 300 right away, and you could make your money right back. Like, it seems almost too good to be true at that point. And these guys do sell. There's been a ton of activity. You can see all the sales history here on OpenSea. And some of these up here for 4,000, 5,000. So this one is a medium right here. And remember, the medium one was 450 clay. And so this one sold for 5,000 clay. So that's a crazy amount. That's over 10x your money. Granted, the American ones won't be as expensive, I don't think, but you never know. It's all supply and all demand. So we don't know if these will be that expensive, but we do know that it's going to be really, really good to get small and potentially medium lands in the American server. The large, extra large, and mega aren't that good of a value in the very beginning of the server, but they did actually generate a lot of profit. So if we scroll down here and we can find the cheapest extra large, we can see that the amounts that you earned from potentially buying it and then just selling it was a lot. So the cheapest one is 13,800 clay, approximately $2,450. Well, when they sold it to the Fandom Card holders, it was approximately around like 900, give or take, clay. So the value, once again, was about 10x. A crazy amount of increase in value. And even if you just double it, even if you buy it for, say, 900 clay and then you just sell it like the next day for 2,000 clay, that's still a pretty good profit. Anytime that you can double your money in like 24 hours, that's a really, really good investment in my opinion. So obviously, a lot of this stuff is speculation and a lot of this stuff is personal opinions. So you do whatever you think you want to do for the future of Archeworld. This is not financial advice. I am just here for entertainment and educational purposes. But yeah, so me personally, I've actually collected a whole bunch of fandom cards, and that's what I've been, putting my money into. I think I have 25 fandom cards right now because I want to be a mega whale on the America server per se. I want to have lots and lots of land on the American server because land is the most valuable resource in this game, in Archeworld. Land will generate you a lot of profit. If they are anything similar to what is going on in the Asia server, you can see that the token price is at 36 cents currently, and a small land will actually generate you around 300 BSLT every single month of profits. So in 28 days, because that's what's considered a month here in Archeworld, you'll generate 300 BSLT, which means a profit. Like that covers your rent, right? So that would be about 105 bucks of profit, even if you were just renting it. If you are not renting it, if you actually own this, you get more profit. You get around like 400 or so. And that's what the Asian server prices. The Asia server prices on labor and Archeum have already started to crater way down. At the beginning of the server, the amount of profit that you were making for the first week or two was astronomical. Like you were making so much money, like 500, 600 bucks, just for a small land, by selling your labor and selling your Archeum. So we probably will see the same kind of thing in the North America, South America region as the first couple whales want to just dominate the server. Like when Archeum is in such short supply and when labor is in such short supply, these whales are going to want to get ahead. In order to get ahead, they're going to have to buy it from other players that have these things, and they're going to be paying high prices, like premium. Labor pots were selling for as high as like 20 BSLT. Archeum was selling for as high as like 300 BSLT for 10,000. And people bought this stuff. Like the prices was outrageous at the server launch in the first couple of weeks. And then of course over time, as more and more people realize how profitable it is, the prices come back down to reality and it still becomes really, really profitable, but it's just nowhere near as like these astronomical, make 10x or 20x on your return on investments. So I do expect the very beginning, the first couple of people will definitely be throwing tons and tons of money to try and be the number one player for first week or second week. Because being the top player for first week or second week means that you're able to kill the bosses and get the Archeum cores that you need to upgrade your gear, and you'll become a lot stronger. And by that time, arenas will be here. So you'll be able to earn BSLT in game by being stronger than other players, and you'll be able to dominate, and conquer most of the other players just based on your gear score and based on, paying a lot more. You're not going to be unkillable, because even just right now, we have one player who's at 19,000 gear score, but the rest of the server is approximately around 12,000 gear score. The 12,000 gear scores cannot touch him. But as it is right now, that one player at 19,000 gear score has spent probably around 50 to 75 to maybe 100,000 USD in, just resources, just pounding it into his gear, progressing. And it's just not possible. In the beginning of the server, there's not those resources. The beginning of the server, there's only going to be, 1 or 2 Archeum cores. And then like a week will go by. Then there might be like 20 Archeum cores. And then another week goes by. Then there might be like 200 Archeum cores. And that one player would have to buy every single Archeum core to upgrade his gear. Then he would also need to buy all of the purple Archeum cores, etc., right? So he'd be paying top dollar for all these things, thousands upon thousands of dollars, trying to progress faster, because these items are in such a limited supply at the beginning of the server. Once the supply of these items starts to, produce and more are brought into the world, the price of these things does come down a lot, dramatically and fast. But if someone is trying to buy everything up and monopolize everything on day 1, day 2, day 4, day 6, day 7, they're going to be paying an arm and a leg. They're going to be paying, thousands upon thousands of dollars. I believe what happened in the beginning of this game too here in Asia was the first couple Archeum cores, the blue Archeum cores, sold for over 1,000 BSLT. And at that time, the BSLT was around like 20, 25 cents, maybe 30 cents. So that means that one item was selling for approximately $200, $300, $400. And then as that player got to the number one spot and they needed the purple Archeum core, the first couple purple Archeum cores actually sold for around 2,000 BSLT, like crazy amounts, which at that time the BSLT was even higher. It was at like 40 cents. So they paid approximately $800 to have a chance to upgrade their gears. And even some of the other items, all the farming materials as well, everything is in such short supply that the prices of these things are outrageous. Like you think fabric, logs, lumber, and it's all very common if you've played any version of ArcAge. At the very beginning of the server, all the resources are so scarce that everything is just astronomically expensive. And then over time, slowly but surely, these prices just tank and drop down as more and more of this stuff is produced. The same thing happens in this game. And it's more mind-blowing because everything in this game revolves around the cryptocurrency, the BSLT. And that stuff, as people are buying these things like crazy, the only way to get the BSLT is to put in real money and to pump this price up. Because as people are buying this BSLT from the website here, from the Bora portal, the price is just going up and up and up and up. And so we saw this crazy price pump. It went all the way up to 93 cents in the Asian server here at the peak of BSLT price, and the craze, the manic, insanity that was going on with these whales of the server, pumping this token price up, spending all this BSLT to upgrade their gear. And then now it has finally fallen back down to reality really a little bit here at the 36 price point. But the thing is too, we started at 3 cents in the Asian server. When the American server comes out, the price is not going to be 3 cents. Like, whatever this price says, that's what the American server is starting at. If this says it's 37 cents, or if it says it's 50 cents, this is the price. There is no new BSLT ever created. There is 1 billion total supply. And sure, XL Games might release a little bit more and might do some starter packages that are really good deals for the American servers to get them off on a great start. Maybe sell 500 BSLT for $50 or something, that 10-cent price point again. But this price is generally just going to keep going up and up and up as more players jump in the game and need that BSLT to build their houses, to build their characters, to buy their skill books. Because again, skill books were also crazy expensive in the first couple of days on the server. And even now, some of the skill books are still a little expensive. The purple skill books are still 100 or 200 BSLT generally for those skill books. Everything else, the blue and the green ones, are down to about 1 BSLT approximately. There's a few that are a little bit higher than that, but in the beginning of the server, those green skill books were like 10, 20, 25 BSLT. The blue skill books were, 100, 500, 300 BSLT. Crazy prices because, again, short supply. There was nothing in the world, and people are impatient. This is where it comes down to. People are very, very impatient, and they want things instantly. They want things now. They want things right away. They do not want to wait for the price to come down. They do not want to wait to farm these items themselves, because all these items are farmed in game. You can get all this stuff. Everything is farmed in game. So people say that this game is pay to win, right? Well, it is pay to win. You can spend a lot of money and you can become stronger, but you're not actually buying these things from the game company. You're buying them from another player who's farmed them in game and earned that item in game. And you could simply do the same thing. So you don't actually have to pay any money. You could just be playing the game and farming and earning these items in game. So technically, is it really pay to win? Or you're just actually paying someone else to do your farming for you because you're too lazy and too, stubborn to go farm the mobs, or maybe you're too weak to farm the mobs, or maybe you just have too much money in real life and you're like, I'd rather work my job and make $100,000 at my job than, grind 8 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours in game grinding these mobs, right? So realistically, this is an interesting form of pay to win, right? You're paying another player who's earned this stuff in game. XL Games is just acting as the middleman who is just providing you the service and then taking a small cut on all these transactions from the auction house, from the withdrawal fees, and so forth. So XL Games is kind of hands off on this. And sure, they control the drop rates and things like that, but they're not actually selling anything of any meaning. They sold some costumes and things like that, but everything else is earned and provided by the game, and it's simply players that are earning and producing these items and selling them. It is all a player-run economy. So this is a very, very interesting system, and I actually love this system for the play-to-earn cryptocurrency future of games like this. I think this is a very, very, very fair system. I really don't consider it to be too pay to win, actually. Someone else had to farm. Someone else had to play this. Everyone had the same chance to go get this drop. Everyone had the same opportunity to go kill this monster, or to kill this boss, or to do this dungeon, or to win this arena, right? And it all comes down to player skill. And of course, if you do progress your character, if you reinvest in your character. So currently my character on the Asian server has not been reinvested in. I've just been selling all my stuff because I don't plan to actually stay on the Asian server. If I was going to play on this game for years to come, then I would be reinvesting in my character. But I'm waiting for the America server to release. So I'm selling all the stuff, all the the items and things that I get in game. I'm just selling them because I want to have a better start in the America server. I want to play on the America server, and that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to play on the America server, and then we're going to reinvest into our character. Everyone can do whatever they want. It is all personal preference. Do whatever makes you happy. That's the end thing here, is you can. There's no correct way. There's no wrong way. Do whatever makes you happy, guys. And I'm very, very happy to play this game. I'm very happy to play this game. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the economy. I enjoy pretty much everything about the game. And the community is great. I love all the people that watch the videos, comment, and say hi. Made tons of friends and everything. So definitely thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. And if you are looking forward to the America server, drop a like there if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments section. I will see you in the next video.